Hare Krishna. Today, during this Kartik Mass, we will read from the Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, and we'll start off with the first text. So, this chapter is called Brahma Stealing the Boys and the Calves. You may have heard that Lord Brahma, how he stole the boys and the calves when Krishna and the young boys and the calves were near the Govardhan hill. So, this Canto 10, right, is of the Bhagavatam, is where Lord Krishna, the pastimes of Lord Krishna are written in here. It is very auspicious to hear and listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam during this Kartik month. So we'll start off with the first slok. So 10, Canto 10, Chapter 13, Text 1. So over here, it says Sri Sukavacha, Srila Sukdev Goswami said, O best of devotees, most fortunate Parikshit, you have inquired very nicely. For although constantly hearing the pastimes of the Lord, you are perceiving his activities to be newer and newer. Right? This is Sukdev Goswami Maharaj. He's speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. What is he saying? He's calling Parikshit the best out of all of the devotees. Why? Because he is sitting there and listening to the Hari Katha very attentively. And also, not only is he listening attentively, but he's also asking questions. So, Parikshit Maharaj is also conversing. You can see he is engaged. Today, a lot of times when we also have meetings or when we are in any room where people are presenting some information, they always say we want to make this interactive. So I'm not here just to present and speak. So you also please interact with me, respond back when I ask a question. Or if something is confusing or is not clear, raise your hand and tell me. Right? So be interactive. That's exactly what Parikshit Maharaj is doing. And Sukdev Goswami Maharaj and Parikshit Maharaj were setting an example of how the guru and the disciple relationship should continue and it should be built. Today, there are so many sadhus, so many saints, that where people, if they go in front of the sadhu or the saint, everyone says, be quiet, shh. Maharaj is here, no talking. And everybody becomes quiet. Nobody even says a word. There is no conversation. People become so afraid that they just stand, they stop in their tracks and they just sit there and they're just sitting and looking. Yes, having darshan is important and it is good. But all of us, right, have some sort of question in our minds. Because there are only two kinds of people, right, that do not ever have any questions. One who have understood everything, the entire creation, the creator, the supreme personality of God, they have understood everything. They have no questions at all. They're very wise, learned, enlightened, everything. Right? So that is one end of the spectrum. And this other end of the spectrum is one who does not understand anything, does not know anything, does not follow anything. They are the ones who have no questions at all. Right? Where they're just seeing in this material world, they're just living, enjoying, and they have no questions about anything. So they're fools. So really there are only two kinds of people, the wise and the fools that have no questions. But we are neither of them. We are in the middle of that spectrum. So we should always converse, ask questions to sadhus, saints. Because even Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevya. Approach a bona fide spiritual master, serve him and inquire from him submissively. He will tell you the truth because he has seen the truth, right? Not experience. He has seen the truth. So over here, that's what Parikshit Maharaj and Sukhdev Goswami Maharaj were doing. And Sukhdev Goswami Maharaj is responding, oh, best of the devotees. Why? Because he's sitting and listening intently, attentively. He's calling Parikshit most fortunate. Today, we are listening to the same Hari Katha in the same Bhagavatam that Maharaj Parikshit heard 5,000 years ago. We all also are the most fortunate. And Sukdev Goswami continues that you have inquired very nicely. It is always good to ask questions. There is never a dumb question. Because you don't know when we ask a question what we might learn from our spiritual master, from a sadhu, from a saint, or what even that they say through their words that is a blessing in disguise. That may change our entire life. So we should never be afraid to not ask any questions or, not ask any questions to any saints or sadhus at all. We should always ask questions submissively, not authority. Oh, tell me about this, tell me about that. No. First, we need to serve nicely and inquire for submissively. Like, can you please, right, explain to us about so and so? Or I have this doubt in my mind that this is what is I am thinking, is that correct? Is that right? Please guide me. We cannot go, oh, my leg is hurting, my knee is hurting, bless me. So my knee pain goes away. Half of the sadhu saints you will see, they themselves sit on chairs because their knees are hurting themselves. Once Papuji has mentioned this katha many times in the satsang. He went to a very esteemed, prestigious panel where all sadhus, sannyasis in orange clothes were sitting over there. And Bapuji sees one lady comes to a sannyasi, Baba, and asks him that, please bless me. Right? Sannyasi says, bless you for what? What happened? She's saying that my son is not getting married. Please bless me. Please bless him so that he gets a girl, so I can find a nice girl for him and get him married. And Bapuji was laughing over that he himself, the sadhu, the son, became a sannyasi. And he'll give you, why would you want a blessing from him for getting married? Right? So we do not go with these material questions, intents that, oh, when will I get a promotion? When will I buy a big house? Or bless me that I get a big house, big car, or money or something. We go there to inquire about the goal of this life. What can we do to make progress so that we don't waste this valuable human birth? Right? So even Sukdev Goswami Maharaj is saying, Parikshit, you have inquired very nicely. For although constantly hearing the pastimes of the Lord, right? You are hearing it constantly, the pastimes of the Lord. You are perceiving his activities to be newer and newer. In one way, when we listen to the pastimes of the Lord, Parikshit Maharaj could have said, Sukhdev Goswami Maharaj has already spoken 10 cantos. The Srimad Bagvatam, which Srila Prabhupada has written with the purport and the translation and everything, the word for word, it adds up to 18 scriptures, 18 books. And this is almost at the end, right? Canto 10. After this, there's only Canto 11 and Canto 12. There are 12 cantos in the Bhagavatam. But Parikshit Maharaj continued to hear the Hari Katha as if it is very new and very fresh. Right? Like, oh, Krishna killed Putna. Krishna killed Agasur, killed Bakasur. We will, some people listen and they'll get tired. Okay, Krishna killed all the demons. That's good. But Parikshit Maharaj, he listened as if it was the first time he was listening to everything. It was as if it was very new and fresh. And he became more enthusiastic the more he was hearing about Krishna and his pastimes. Right? He did not lose that enthusiasm. In fact, in one of the scriptures by Sanatan Goswami is written that one of the signs of devotional service, right, of bhakti, are that you are always enthusiastic to serve Guru Maharaj, to serve Krishna. Not that you get used to it, to Guru, not that you get used to Guru Maharaj or used to Krishna Katha or anything. Sometimes we listen to Katha and we say, oh, I already know this, my Guru Maharaj is speaking about this. But no, it is described that in the etiquettes of the disciple is that even if our Guru Maharaj is telling us something and we may have heard it 100 times before from him, whether it is a pastime, it is a katha, it is about inspiration, anything. If our spiritual master is explaining to us the same pastime, the same katha, for the 1000th time also, we should listen to that with the same enthusiasm as if we are listening to it for the first time. Right? Because that is what surrender, devotional service is all about, the enthusiasm. If we say, oh, Guru Maharaj, tell me something new, I already know this. But no, at that point, from that pastime, that explanation, what they may be trying to tell us, the moral of that pastime or the story, right, will apply to that situation differently, and we may have never even seen it that way. So, whenever we hear something from the lotus mouth of our spiritual master, we should hear it as if we are listening to it for the first time with as much enthusiasm, as much excitement, as much happiness, and everything. That's exactly what Parikshit Maharaj was doing over here. Parikshit Maharaj is telling, or Sukhdev Goswami Maharaj is telling Parikshit that you are perceiving his activities to be newer and newer. We all know that Krishna manifested in the jail right at midnight on Janmashtami. Then he went to Gokul. Then he killed Putna. Then he killed all of the demons. Then he went to Mathura to kill Kamsa. But if we sit there and listen, oh, I already know about this with no interest, I already know this happens, right? Then we will not be able to grow in devotional service, in bhakti, right? And even in the first line of this purport, you can read that unless one is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, one cannot stick to hearing the pastimes of the Lord constantly. Right? It is very hard for someone to sit. But to the devotees who have surrendered to the Lord, who have complete faith on their spiritual master, to them, right, the glories of Krishna, the pastimes of the Lord are so appealing that we think, Krishna, that even if you give me one more birth, I don't care, but give me your Hari Katha in that birth also. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmane, janmaneshwari bhavatat bhakti ahi tuki tvai. That, oh my Lord, I do not want any beautiful woman, I do not want any number of followers, I do not want any wealth. Right? I do not want liberation. I do not want anything. But if you want to give me something, Krishna, just give me your devotional service, your bhakti, right? Your Hari Katha, the association of your devotees, the association of my spiritual master, birth after birth after birth. That I do not want liberation. You keep me in the cycle of birth and death. But if you give me your Hari Katha, my spiritual master, the devotee, your devotees, right? What more do I need? This is not less than Golok Vrindavan Dham for me. This is not less than Golok Dham for me, because what is there in Golok Dham? All of the devotees are there, our spiritual masters there. What are we all doing? Serving Krishna. And what are we doing in this material world? We're associating with the devotees, we're associating with our spiritual master, we're listening to the glories of Krishna, we're listening to the pastimes of Krishna, we're serving Krishna in the form of the deity. So this is no less than being in Golok Dham. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, right? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Don't want any of this. I don't want liberation also. So we should always listen to this Hari Katha with excitement, eagerness, right? And as if we are listening to it for the first time, then we will be able to enjoy the nectar of this Hari Katha more and more and more within us. And you will be sitting there and you will say, wow, how can Krishna at the 4 5 days old, how did he kill Putna and remove the life from her? Right? It is described that when Putna, she became so big when she came into her original form, that it was almost like she became a big mountain, and Krishna seemed like so tiny on that mountain. But when Krishna, the Lord, killed her and removed life from her, she came back to her to her size of the human. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba were all scared that what happened to Krishna, this big demon. Where is Krishna? We cannot even see him. Hopefully he's okay. But then he took out the life from Putna, and how small she became again as a human being. So let us all enjoy this nectar of Hari Katha every day, especially during this Kartik month and through this Bhagavatam. And this is just the first text in chapter 13 of the 10th canto. So we will continue tomorrow with this. This chapter is Brahma stealing the boys and the calves. We all may have heard this pastime in short, but we will enjoy and relish this from the Bhagavatam and listen to it. And even I will read it as if this is the first time we are reading it and listening to it. We'll end here today and then we'll continue tomorrow. And don't forget to offer Deep Dan, the ghee lamp, every day to Krishna during this month. Even if you want to offer morning and evening, offer 2 times, right? But don't forget to offer at least once a day during this Kartik month. So we'll end here. Before we end, we'll chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal ki jai ho. Shri Radha Damodar ji ki jai ho. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.